It's a quiet stretch of road in rural Texas. No traffic, no streetlights, just darkness, trees, and the sound of insects. In the middle of that road, a car sits still. The engine is running. The headlights are on. The driver's door is open. Inside the car are a backpack, clothes, and personal items. But the driver is gone. His name is Jason Landry. And to this day, no one knows what happened to him. Tonight, we're breaking down the full timeline, what we know, what doesn't add up, and the questions that still don't have answers. It's a narrow road in rural Texas. The kind of road most people never think about. No signs, no lights, no reason to stop. During the day, it looks harmless. Fields on both sides. A fence running parallel to the pavement. The sky wide and empty. But after midnight, everything changes. Darkness presses in. Sound disappears. And if something goes wrong, there is no one nearby to notice. This is Salt Flat Road. And sometime after midnight, Jason Landry ended up here. No one knows why. Jason was driving home from college. A normal trip. One he had made before. He didn't tell anyone he felt unsafe. He didn't say he was being followed. He didn't sound panicked. The last time someone heard his voice, he was calm. That's what makes this road unsettling. Because nothing about it explains what happened next. Sometime during that drive, Jason's car left the roadway. Not violently, not like a crash you'd hear from a mile away. Just off the road. And when the car was found, it was still running. Headlights on, door open. Jason Landry was gone. No blood, no footprints, no signs of a struggle, just silence. And that silence is where this story begins. Because when a disappearance starts this quietly, it usually means something went very wrong very fast. And whatever happened didn't leave evidence behind. Pause. To understand how a person can vanish like this, we have to start before the road, before the car, before the darkness. We have to understand Jason. Jason Landry wasn't mysterious. That's important. He wasn't living a double life. He wasn't hiding from anyone. He wasn't planning to disappear. Jason was a student at Texas State University in San Marcos. Friends described him as quiet, thoughtful, and grounded. He wasn't reckless. He wasn't impulsive. He stayed in touch with people. He called. He checked in. Jason had a relationship. He had family plans. He had reasons to come home. Disappearances usually leave warning signs. Jason's didn't. No strange social media posts. No cryptic messages. No sudden changes in behavior. That's what makes his case so frustrating. Because nothing points to intention. On the night he vanished, he was doing something ordinary. Driving home. Something millions of people do every night. And yet, he never arrived. Which raises the question no one can answer. If Jason didn't plan to disappear, then what forced him to leave that car? December 13th, 2020. Finals season. Jason left campus late. Not unusual. College students keep odd hours. Late nights. Last-minute plans. Jason started driving toward his family's home. The route would take him through rural areas. Back roads. Places where GPS mistakes matter. Sometime after midnight, Jason called his girlfriend. The call was normal. No urgency. No fear. He mentioned he might have taken a wrong turn. That happens. Especially at night. He said he would call back. That sentence is everything. Because people don't promise to call back when they believe something is wrong. They promise when they believe everything will be fine. That callback never came. Phone data placed Jason on Salt Flat Road, a road locals know, but outsiders don't. It's narrow, poorly marked, easy to misjudge at night. Jason's car eventually left the pavement, not at high speed, not violently, which suggests he didn't lose control. It suggests he slowed down. It suggests he made a choice. And that choice led him into darkness. This is the moment everything changes. Because once the car stopped, Jason made another decision. He opened the door and stepped out. Why? That question has haunted investigators ever since. When the car was found, everything felt wrong. The engine was running, not stalled, not dead. Running. The headlights were still on. The door was open. Inside were Jason's clothes, his backpack, items no one leaves behind voluntarily. There was no sign of panic, no blood, no shattered glass. It looked like he expected to return. That detail matters, because people don't leave cars running unless they plan to come back quickly. Jason never did. When there is no evidence, the human mind tries to fill the gaps. And in Jason Landry's case, those gaps are enormous. The first theory investigators considered was disorientation. The idea is simple. Jason may have driven off the road. He may have hit his head. He may have been confused. In that state, people sometimes make decisions that don't make sense. They walk away from safety. They leave vehicles behind. They believe help is closer than it really is. It happens. But here's the problem. Disorientation usually leaves a trail. Footprints, clothing, a body. Jason left none of those behind. Search teams didn't just glance around. They searched methodically. Fields were combed. Brush was pushed through. Dogs tracked scent. And the scent didn't wander. It stopped, right near the road, as if Jason reached a point and then vanished. The second theory was exposure. Texas nights can be cold in December. Someone injured and confused could succumb to the elements. But again, exposure leaves evidence. Nature gives something back. Jason's case gave nothing. No remains. No clothing. No trace, even years later. Which leads to a harder truth. If Jason walked away on his own, something should have been found. And nothing ever was. Pause. So if the simple explanations don't work, we're left with the uncomfortable ones. While theories come and go, one thing never changes. Jason's family. They live in the space between hope and reality. Every unknown case creates two timelines. The one where answers arrive, and the one where they never do. Jason's family still searches. They still share his story. They still wait for a phone call that hasn't come in years. This kind of disappearance doesn't give closure. There's no moment to grieve properly. No ending. Just an open wound. Every new tip raises hope. Every dead end reopens the silence. And silence is the hardest part. Because silence allows imagination to take over. Was he scared? Was he hurt? Was he alone? No one can answer those questions. And that's what makes cases like this different. They don't fade. They hover. They sit unfinished. When people think about disappearances, they imagine chaos. A struggle. A scream. A dramatic final moment. Jason Landry's case had none of that. It began with a wrong turn, a tired driver, a quiet road. At some point, Jason stopped his car. He opened the door. He stepped out. That moment lasted seconds, and it changed everything. Because whatever decision he made in that darkness was irreversible. The car stayed behind, running, waiting. But Jason never came back. Years later, Salt Flat Road looks the same. Cars pass through. The land doesn't remember. But the question remains. What happened in the space between stepping out of the car and disappearing forever? Until that question is answered, this case remains what it has always been. Not loud, not violent, not solved. Just a quiet road, a running engine, and a young man who never made it home.